Feeling spiritually disconnected from your spouse can feel really challenging and lonely. But if you're looking for a way to feel better about the situation and a way forward, keep on watching. My name is Jana Denton-House, and I am a marriage coach. And welcome to your Fortress for Wellbeing. This is a place where you can come to get tips and support to grow your Baha'i marriage. In this video, I'm going to share two things. The first is a letter from Baha'i to a man whose wife was not in harmony with him, which I'm assuming to me that they were feeling a little bit spiritually on different paths. And the second thing I'm going to share is some powerful questions that you can ask yourself in order to move forward. You can find the letter in its entirety, I think, on page 121 of Selections from Writings of Baha'i. But to keep this short and sweet, I'm just going to share a few points that I extracted. But if you want to read the whole thing, you can read it in the blog post below or open up your own copy. Point number 1. Keep your spiritual flame lit. Keep on saying your obligatory prayer. Keep on praying. Keep on reading the writings. Keep on attending gatherings that bring you joy and where you can be of service. Point number 2. See this as a test. Sometimes just acknowledging that it is a test helps you a lot, because then you can read writings on what tests are all about and realize that this has been designed specifically for you to grow. Point number 3, Baha'u'llah sees your efforts. He knows what you're going through. He knows it feels lonely and challenging. He's there cheering you on, acknowledging what you're doing, and also really saying that just because your spouse might be struggling spiritually, he's not holding you back, or she's not holding you back. You can flap your wings and fly through the immensity of space on your spiritual journey, and you never know when they're going to come and join you. Point number 4, be patient. I know this is so much easier to say than it sounds, because you feel frustrated and angry. You don't want to take your kids alone to feast. You don't want to have to try to make it special during holy days alone. You don't want to read the Rizwan message, alone, or fast alone. You want a partner, you want a buddy. And maybe this isn't what you signed up for. Maybe things have changed in your marriage. Maybe you used to be on a spiritual slump, but now you're in a spiritual high and roles have reversed. And the last point that I gleaned from this letter, point number 5, is there's always hope. I actually want to read the exact thing that he shared, so let me hop over to my computer for a minute. He said, "Perchance she may be transformed and her heart may be illumined. You can never predict where someone's spiritual path will take them. Just like you can never predict where your spiritual path will take you." I've witnessed some amazing transformations in my own life, and I would have never thought that the people that I love would have accepted the Baha'i faith. So, gosh, we don't even know what our own capacity is. The quote where it says, we might have the capacity of a thimbleful or a gallon measure. I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I'm talking about. we just don't know. So have hope. Okay, so now here are some really powerful questions to help yourself. If you are a journaler and you like to write, just write these down in your journal and get started. If you're not a writer, another thing that's really helpful is just talking aloud to yourself. I like doing it in the car because no one can see me. I guess at stoplights they can, but oh well, I'll look like a crazy lady. I'm a talker, that's how I process things, so find your way of processing it. It doesn't have to look a certain way. Okay, here are the questions. Question number 1, what are your fears about being on a different spiritual path? Because usually what drives our behaviors and our thoughts and our actions are these really deep-seated fears, and sometimes they sound really irrational. So let me give a couple of examples. I'm worried that my marriage won't be eternal. there's all these writings about being spiritually connected and how that's, more important than being material connected. Well, what does that mean? What does that look like? You might have to do some more reading of the writings, but first step is to write down your fears, because then you know what you're looking at, you know what's driving them, and then you can soothe yourself. You can reassure yourself. You can look at it rationally. Okay, heading on to question number 2. What expectations do you need to let go of? And maybe even possibly mourn, because sometimes we start out with marriage with a lot of idealistic images of what a Baha'i marriage might look like. We read all these beautiful writings about what, 2 birds in the nest of love, and it sounds so great. And we look at other Baha'i couples that we know of, and their marriages look perfect and lovely. And then you realize once you get into it that life is real, and there are some real challenges. Question number 3, what are you responsible for? So this is a good reality check. Are you responsible for the other person's spiritual growth? Are you responsible for their actions, their choices? What are you responsible for in your own life? And then you know what to focus on. And even more powerful of a question number 4, what are you not responsible for? This has the potential to clear up so much stuff that you might be carrying around that you're not even responsible for. You don't need to drag your spouse to feast or make them say their obligatory prayer. And question number 5, what requests do you want to make of your spouse? Because even though you might not be responsible for their spiritual development, you can still ask them. So if they don't want to go to feast, you might say, hey, I really want to take our kids. Can you help me out with that? Can you help me get them ready? Can you help me pack up a snack for them? You can make a request, hey, can you remind me to say my obligatory prayer if you feel comfortable with that? There's so many things that you can make a request for, because they're your helpmate. They're here in life to help you grow, to support you, to encourage you, and to let them be part of that, even if you aren't sharing the exact same spiritual path at the moment. Have a great week, and hopefully I can hear from you one day. Just hit reply on this email if you've got it by email, or find my contact information, Jana@yourfortressforwellbeing. I want to say hi. I want to know who I'm talking to when I'm staring into this black lens of a camera. Okay, have a great week. Bye.